Good morning, everybody. So let's start our presentation. So we're going to tackle about descriptive research. So descriptive research has been tackled by Miss Babesy Francisco, my other half of this topic. So let's talk about first the descriptive research. So descriptive research is a type of research that is used to describe the characteristic of a population. So this includes the observation, case studies, and the surveys in order to get uh, to get um, to get information about that person that you're going to have a research. So here let's talk about the three distinctive methods of descriptive research. So there are three distinctive methods to conduct research descriptive. So here is observation, case studies, and survey. So let's talk about observation. Observations allow you to gather data on behaviors and phenomena without having to rely on the honesty and accuracy of the respondents. So there are two methods of observation, including in-field and lab observation. In-field observation requires viewing of recording of an audience in their natural environment, while lab observation, on the other hand, is driven by the scientific method and audiences undergo observations in a more controlled test environment. So there are different in each other. So in field observation, you're going to observe him directly. So you're going to sit here. Well, you will look like a you guess you could look like a spy on him. So that's what observation do. So so observational method allows researcher to collect data based on their view of the behavior and characteristics of the respondents, with the response themselves not directly having an input. So this is often used in market research, psychology, and some other social science research to understand human behavior. So that's observation could do. Next is case studies. Case studies involves a more in-depth analysis of an individual or smaller audience. So another term for case studies is a sample group of individual people or organization whose characteristics are used to describe the characteristic of the larger group in which the case study is subgroup. The information gathered from the investigating a case study may be generalized to serve a larger group. So for example of it is detective case studies. So when we say case studies, there are also kinds of case studies that we look up. So there's a detective case as we see in a movie or even in a manga or anime. So that's what the case studies do. So case studies, however, be risky because case studies are not sufficient to make accurate prediction of about larger group. So case studies are poor case of generalization. So that's the case studies work. So next is survey. In survey research, respondents answer through surveys or questionnaires or polls. This allows you to gather large volumes of data that can be analyzed for frequencies, average, and patterns. So survey, this is used for all the thesis writers make a survey of their research. So for example, our thesis for this semester, so the chapter 1 or no, the thesis for whole chapter 1, 2, and 3. So we will going to conduct a survey that is very important for the thesis writer to conduct surveys to know the respondents answer to what they're going to what the respondents could say about the products that we're going to make or what the research is about. So that's the survey. So next, let's talk about advantages and disadvantages of descriptive research. So now let's talk about the advantages of descriptive research. So there are a lot of advantages of descriptive research. So let's talk about the primary data collection. So the primary data collection in descriptive research, the data is collected through primarily data collection methods such as case studies, observational methods, and survey. So that tackles all about the also the descriptive methods research. So that's the that's the primary data collection. So this kind of data collection provides us with rich information and can be used for future research as well. It can also be used for developing hypotheses and your research objectives. So this is what we get our hypothesis by making by making research through our own work. So that's it. So next is multiple data collection. So in descriptive research, the multiple data collection can also be conducted by collecting qualitative and quantitative data. Hence, it is more varied, flexible, and diverse. And it also tends to be thorough and elaborate. So this multiple data collection, this helps us to get more data to other sources. So that's multiple data collection. We get ideas on the other sources which will be used for the descriptive research. So next, observational behavior. So as we said, observational method on the last on the as what I said earlier. So observational behavior or method, it allows the researcher to observe the respondent's behavior in natural settings. So this also ensures that the data collected is high quality and honest. So this is observational behavior. This is where we get the concrete evidence of the event that the person has do in that time. So we record the observation behavior of that particular subject. So that's the concrete evidence for the descriptive research. We must get the evidence in order to be believable. So next is cost effective. So in descriptive research, cost effective and the data collection of this research can be done quickly. So cost effective, it means um, the the observational behavior of the subject is very efficient. So that's the cost effective. It can be done quickly as possible. So next, let's tackle about the disadvantages of descriptive research. So the first one is misleading information. So this information we usually get in the in answering the survey for the respondents. So that's the misleading information goes. So the misleading information get from survey which the respondents didn't write it honestly. So that's the misleading information, and also by by questioning also the respondents. So that also mislead information. So next is biases in study. So biases in study always there in the descriptive research. So you can alternate or you can alter the information that you get to and replace it in your own idea, which you see that the idea of it hits you. So that the biases of study. So next is representative issue. So representative issue, when we talk about it, uh, some of the representative issue is very what do you call it, kanang ano kaning dili reliable. So that's a representative issue, dili katuhuan or not believable, not believable their not believable their information that they give it to you. So that's the representative issue. So that could break that could break your descriptive research apart. So that's the representative issue. The next is limited scope. So that's the very crucial part of the descriptive research, limited scope. So if you write a descriptive research, you must make use all of the research capacity of the scope or research scope of the study. So you must elaborate the one idea that you get. So that's also the very crucial part, the limited scope. So this is my reference list. So that's all for my topic about descriptive research, and thank you for listening. So thank you and God bless.